Hey there, welcome back to my channel. My name's Alex. Today I'm going to be talking about why I quit smoking weed. And why I'm done for good. Like, it's not even something I'm going to be dabbling in a little bit here and there every weekend or every other weekend or like once a month. No more. Why I think that it's a better life on this side of sobriety. It's just, anyways, and I'll get into all that. Thank you for watching. This is for people that are struggling with quitting weed. And I would like to say, just being real, weed is a drug. If you're having trouble quitting, you are addicted. It is a drug addiction. Now, you don't overdose on this, of course. Anyone that smokes, obviously we know you can dab until you pass out. You can eat as many edibles as you want. You can, until you get crazy anxiety or you pass out or whatever. You can't really overdose. You don't go to rehab for it. I mean, maybe there have been people that needed to go. It was very hard for me. I'm telling you right now, at some point I was like, am I going to need extra help? But so this is coming from someone that understands all that, and I have been smoking weed for since I was like 15 or 16 years old until like my later mid 20s. So like over a decade, pretty consistently smoking. Some days, some years, like every day for like months and very little breaks in between. And when you just have a high tolerance like that, it's just like life gets cloudy. It's just not a fun life. My anxiety was going through the roof. My social anxiety was going through the roof. My eating patterns were completely off. I was binging a lot and sleeping patterns were all off. No dreams, no nothing. It's just not a fun life. Like, you're looking for, at least for me, I was looking for like that first 7 minutes of being stoned and that like, that amazing feeling you get from being stoned and like it being, you get this like dopamine rush and like it just felt like very inspiring. You get all these creative ideas. In 15 minutes, 20 minutes, for me, it was gone. Once you have that high tolerance and then you take a couple breaks in between and then your tolerance is back up and it's just this cycle of, it just does not work. For me, with anxiety, it didn't work. With depression, it didn't work. With sleep, it really didn't work. You're sleeping, but you're really not resting, truly. That's why you're still tired the day after, That's why you're still tired in general. So, this video is going to be a little ranty, but I really needed to stop because of all those reasons. I also have a ton of goals. I want to expand my online presence. I have a podcast that I'm working on. I have this scanography artwork. I have this YouTube channel. I have all of these things. I do drone videography, regular videography, photography. There's all these projects. I have all this ambition and energy to do all these things. I literally could not do it smoking weed. I don't see a future where I'm blazing up over here and then coming on camera and like talking to you all stoned. Where my mind is at, the person that I want to become, the weed just didn't fit that picture. So that was and I'm going to do a whole other video on how to quit smoking weed, but this was one major thing is like, for me to really let go of cannabis forever is this like person that I want to become. This major goal, like every day I'm throwing this like penny in this wishing well of like the future, and it just didn't work. Smoking weed clouds all of it. And yeah, like I said, I smoked for so long, so many years that it really ingrained in me, and it took me a real long time to really quit. Thankfully, one good conversation with a mentor of mine, it was like overnight where I was just like, it is no longer. But I tried it a lot of times, and at some points I was like, am I going to need some external help? Like, is there like a rehab facility for people that smoke weed, like for stoners? Like, and also culturally, it's really hard because if you're in certain circles, a lot of circles, like weed is not only accepted, it's praised, and you kind of get, people get defensive when you say it's a drug that you can get addicted to, and yeah, so there's a ton of reasons. I can get into this whole video, whole like hour-long talk of how weed really affected me in a negative way. And at the end of the day, I just needed to stop for myself. I realized that I was just covering up and escaping, creating this little world where I could escape from all the issues that I had at hand that I needed to deal with. And life is a million times better sober. Seriously. You still have to deal with all those problems. That's the thing. It's like all the things that you put away, you're just going to have to put them all back on your plate and deal with it one at a time. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. You know, like you just, every day, you just work at it. But when you're at it with a clear mind, when you're not having short-term memory issues, when you're not getting anxiety over everything, when you're not, panicking over everything, the problems are, just problems, Then life isn't easier. Life is just better. At least for me. I am loving life, feeling clear. And like I said, problems still arise. Things will always come up. Always, like I got problems in my family life. I got problems in my workplace. I got, problems will always come up. But you're dealing with it in a clear mind. You're not running away from it. And now there's an evolution to your emotional maturity, to your emotional self, your intellectual self, and your spiritual self. There's finally an evolution going on. Because I truly believe, that was part of my conversation with my mentor, is that cannabis and alcohol as well stunts your growth when it comes to emotional maturity, when it comes to your intellectual maturity and your spiritual growth. It'll stunt everything because your brain is not resting when you go to sleep. So if your brain's not resting, your brain's not wrapping, it's not creating these new neural pathways. It's not, solving solutions. People say, I'll sleep on it. If you sleep, you can sleep being stoned. You can sleep for 16 hours and your brain's not ever really doing much, And that goes the same with alcohol, but this video is about weed. And I realized that I was using it as a crutch, and with crutches, y'all, it's not just weed. It's not just alcohol. If it's not weed, if it's not alcohol, it's gambling. If it's not gambling, it's sex. If it's not sex, it's food. Like, we all have something. But in my case, I was for sure using a chemical substance, biological chemical, THC, as a substance to alter my state of mind, to look, and I was using that to look forward. I was looking forward to that after my work day, after my this, after that. I just was not dealing with the issues at hand, and that was a crutch of mine. And I understand we all got crutches, blind spots that we don't see. There are people that smoke cigs. They make fun of people for being fat, and fat people are big people are like overeating, and they're like making fun of people for drinking or smoking or whatever, or they're attacking other people. We all. And I'm just using those as an example to this is not to shame anyone, because I understand I probably still have blind spots where I'm using stuff as crutches, and the sobriety thing taught me that it's just important to always be aware of this stuff and to knock them out one at a time, because life is better when you don't got any crutches and you're standing on your own. Anyways, I'll leave the video at that. Thank you for watching, and have a good rest of your day. Get healthy, get sober. It's much better on the side. Much better. Clarity. Anyways, have a good day.